Hello, this is Michael Stone. You might know me from my work with embodied shamanism and reauthoring the story of our lives. I'm also the host of KVMR's Conversations and the producer of the Shamanism Global Summit. And my intention today is to gently shake you out of what might be some disempowering perceptions about reality so you can become more fearless in the face of unpredictable change, more creative in your self-expression, and satisfied in, well, living a life you love. So I've produced this short video for you because I have a message that I consider to be extremely important in today's world. And in particular for you and others like you who are seeking a more spiritual and fulfilling way of life. Recently, I had to laugh. A student said to me, "I thought your course was about spirituality, but I'm realizing that it's actually about producing results." Well, I want to tell you that you can be a spiritual person and powerfully produce results at the same time. In other words, being spiritual and producing results are not mutually exclusive ideas, as some people would have you believe. This marriage of being spiritual and accessing the power to produce miraculous results is crucial to what I have been calling living a shamanic way of life. So if you're someone who is seeking to have a more spiritual and more fulfilling way of life, and have your gifts and strengths fully recognized and expressed in the world, or maybe you want to be more productive and accomplish more in less time, or feel you have the time to really enjoy your life. Well, this is a course for you. Perhaps you're a student who wants to go deeper in the work that we've already been doing, or with the current events and our times, maybe you want to tap into that heartfelt, most powerful voice so you can meet the current events that many people are very fearful about, and fearful about the future and what lies ahead. So those are some of the reasons you might be wanting to listen to our little video today. And excuse me, I love my tea here. Keep my whistle wet. So if you're one of these people, this program is for you. And I want to talk to you about how you can truly live a shamanic way of life by deepening your spirituality and accessing what I call true power, real power in the world. Not power over, but power with the world. Many of my students have been reaching out to me, given the recent world events, telling me that how fearful they are about the future, and that they've been struggling to live a balanced way of life, and feeling incapable of bringing any meaningful change into their lives, and particularly to impact the world itself. For me, these issues are a product of what I call the myth of separation. So what I teach people instead is a path of becoming more deeply interconnected with others and the web of life. In other words, becoming someone who can be both spiritual and powerful in the world. Given the economic, environmental, and social justice issues that we face in the world today, I really, truly feel that only a spiritual awakening can keep us from ending up where we're headed. So to access our innate power to impact the world, we have to deepen our connection with each other and with the web of life, with the natural world. And this is what I mean when I say living a shamanic way of life. I want you to know that I'm committed to supporting you in living this way. In living a way that life unfolds effortlessly with grace and ease. And that will allow us to meet our personal and global challenges with greater clarity, and more effective action. I was reading a quote the other day by William James, and I thought, yes. He said, "We're like islands in the sea, separate on the surface, but connected in the deep." And I love this because I live on the ocean. I look out at Vancouver Island, and I draw power from this relationship with the ocean. It reminds me that though it appears that this island is separate, I know that we're connected, just like I know that we appear separate from each other, but we are deeply connected by the web of life and the gifts of nature that we all share together. As a shamanic mentor, my secret to success has been in my ability to perceive and receive power from my interconnection with others and from the web of life. I draw on this interdependent relationship to dissolve the walls I have of separation and to connect more deeply and fully with others like yourself. And this allows my students to tap into the potential of real collaboration and to create win-win situations with others. And this is possible for you too. Before I go on, I do want to mention that on this page there's a registration button for the course that we're talking about today, and it will take you to more details about the upcoming program that I'm sharing about with you in this video. So, how do you access the power, the unlimited power and potentiality of being interconnected with others and the web of life? How can you be spiritual and powerful at the same time? Well, the secret lies in penetrating what I call the community field. The community field is the key to accessing real power, of being a fully integrated human being and connected with other human beings as well as the web of life. And to enter the field, we have to step out of this myth of separation and learn to live and listen from the heart to how the community field perceives you and how the field listens to you. When you have access to the field, you can alter the perceptions of others to be consistent with your reauthored story of yourself and your history. This deconstruction and reauthoring of our personal story is a big part of the work that I do with my students and a major part of this upcoming program, The Path of the Heart. So let me share a little bit about the upcoming Path of the Heart, a community immersion program that we're doing, and we would love to have you join us. I have it divided into it's a 3-month program. I have it divided into 3 sections. And so the first 4 weeks, we really form the foundation for accessing this, what I call the community field. And in this section, you'll create community structures, ground rules, and we'll have success markers for you to measure and maximize your productivity. We'll work the safety issues out, and so you can be comfortable and feel safe in doing this transformational project and this transformational program. It will last 90 days, and it'll involve the other members of your community. You'll also discover your own, what I call the natural genius, and the gifts and strengths and talents that go with it. So together, we're going to deconstruct our old stories, the stories from the past, the remembered past that you identify with, and explore the imagined future that we have, and actually get more concrete and real about it so we can be in a place of authentic presence to do this work together. In the second session, we'll look at the possibilities available through accessing the community field and deepen our ability to reauthor our story moment to moment, be able to be flexible and meet the world and authentically embed our new story within the field as we see it seeing us. You'll discover the relationship of integrity as in honoring your word as yourself, the connection to productivity and how it forms the basis for workability. And you'll learn how to produce results. I mean, powerful results in the face of no agreement. And you'll define your community environment and align your new reauthored story with the listening of this community field. Then in the third section, we'll be looking at living in the presence of the one heart. The path of the heart has always been the path that I'm involved in, and it's about producing miraculous results, even in the face of absolutely no agreement. So in here, we reveal the mystery of living a truly shamanic life in the presence of the heart, dropping from the mind field into the heart field, the power of the heart field. And you'll reclaim your power and energy through the path of forgiveness. You'll learn how to align your community perception of you to be consistent with your commitments. And you will experience the reciprocal power of gratitude and authentic acknowledgement. So together, as a group, we'll create celebration and closure. And everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. We'll celebrate those processes as the cycles of life that we have. Living as an integrated human being allows you to transform your story of the past, redefine the perceptions of the community field that you're in, and live a truly shamanic way of life. Let me give you a personal example. I was born in World War II between the two bombs, and both my parents were at Pearl Harbor. My mother and father both had PTSD, and I was abused as a child. And at 2.5, I found my mother had committed suicide. Then I had two stepmothers who were both alcoholics, and besides that, being in the military, a military family, you move every 2 or 3 years. So the minute I had a new friend, we would move away. So I grew up feeling very isolated, very alone, definitely fulfilled the word of being an Air Force brat, and was fearful of being abandoned. And as I grew older, I had many short-term relationships, but I was unable to believe that anyone could love me or want to be with me because I had this view of myself as basically unworthy and unlivable. And I lived inside of that story that said I was going to be abandoned and left. And my perceptions of the world were shaping my actions in all my relationships and all my work. The patterns and beliefs I had formed in childhood, I realized at some point did not allow me to receive feedback from the external world, and constantly was reinforcing the feelings of being unworthy and unlovable. I had this kind of Woody Allen mentality. You know, I wouldn't want to join a club that had someone like me as a member. So when I discovered that I was not a victim of my past, that I could reconstitute, reimagine that, I learned how to reframe my past into a more empowering story, into like a hero's journey that I went through all these things and survived. And that allowed me to begin to access the community field. And when I did that, my life opened up miraculously, not just in the area of relationships, but in success in all areas of my life. And this freedom and success, I want you to know it's available to you by tapping into your ability to access the power of becoming and being interconnected with your community field. So I invite you to look at some of the fixed ways of being that separate you and trap you in your own mind field. Believe me, we all have these. And learning to access the power of community, of the community field, is the key to opening your heart field and unlocking your own potential. So integrated humans follow the path of the heart and follow living what I call a shamanic way of life. And it unfolds naturally and effortlessly. I've been studying and teaching embodied shamanism and movement awareness and transformational programs since 1974, learning how to follow the path of the heart. And that's key to my students' success. They want to learn how to move away from being fearful of the future and struggling to live a balanced life and feeling incapable of, and they feel incapable of bringing any meaningful change into their lives and the world. So this is a program, if you're someone like that and want to live a truly shamanic way of life and access the power to be spiritual and powerful at the same time and have a positive impact on the world and the people around you, well, then I invite you to participate in this Path of the Heart coaching program. I feel it really is a powerful missing link to stepping effortlessly into living a truly shamanic way of life, and I know it would be that for you also. The form of this program is going to be 90 days of group coaching. We'll have 15 to 20 people per group, and it will give you intimate access to me directly, and I'm going to be very interactive and deeply impactful, I promise you. Some of my best students will be in the coaching program, and this is a very important part of the training because you'll receive practice in accessing the community field in a very safe environment with people who can hold you in this new story that we create together, this new way of living our life. The process will be 12 weekly calls, 90 minutes each. You can access it from the comfort and safety of your own home. And I'm going to be kicking off this coaching program with individual coaching calls with each of you to make sure that you all, each one of you, is taken care of. And I'll walk you through the exact steps to accessing the community field and integrating a more empowering story into the field, and really effortlessly stepping into living a truly shamanic way of life. The structure, again, will be weekly video coaching calls on a platform called Zoom. We'll have a monitored active Facebook group, and all the calls will be recorded and put into a private website where you can go back and review and have for your special access. So the outcome will be that you will come to effortlessly step into living a shamanic way of life and be integrated with the web of life so that you can experience being both deeply spiritual and access the power to follow the path of your heart. So I'm excited to be doing this 90-day coaching program. It's coming up very soon. I would love to have you join us. There are a limited number of spots available. In fact, we're almost filled. We may start a second program, but I want to keep the group small and intimate and deeply impactful. So again, there's a registration button on this page. All you have to do is click on it if you want to register. And also you can find out more about the different modules of the program and how this Path of the Heart group coaching program can serve you in really accessing your own personal power from the power of the field, the community field. Living a shamanic way of life is what I want for you. I want you to access the possibility of being both spiritual and very powerful in your life, and I want you to follow the path of your heart. So the question is, will you choose the path of the heart or stay in the myth of separation? The choice obviously is up to you, and I am so looking forward to the pleasure and the privilege of being your shamanic guide. We will kick off next week, and are you ready to do this together? I would love to do it with you. I'm Michael Stone, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Many blessings.